Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to find a stud behind plaster walls. If you're hanging something heavy, you need to get at least one screw into a stud. And if you live in a house with plaster and lath walls like me, this can be a little tricky because finding a stud with an electronic stud finder doesn't always work with plaster walls like it does with drywall. Sometimes you can use the knock test and you will get kind of a deeper sound where it's more hollow and there's a cavity and it's a little higher pitched where you have a stud. But from my experience, that doesn't work great with plaster. It works a little bit better with drywall. So what you can do is actually use a magnet. So how can you use a magnet to pick up a wooden 2x4 behind the plaster? The reason you can do that is there's actually studs behind here and the lath is nailed to the studs. So what you're doing is you're actually picking up the nails in the 2x4. So what you need is a pretty strong magnet and you need it hanging. So I happen to have a pretty strong magnet on a keychain. If you don't have one, you can buy on Amazon. They're called rare earth magnets, and you can hang it from a piece of string or dental floss. And what you do is you just scan your walls. You just pick a spot and you start going back and forth and up and down. And I already marked mine so I wouldn't have to sit here and search for a few minutes while you're watching. But if you just go across, you can see that boom, it pulled a little bit. If I go back there, you can see it sticks. There's a nail holding the lath into a stud right behind the plaster. And there's another one here. So I know that I have a stud running up and down right there. Generally the studs are about 16 inches apart. It can vary in older houses. Sometimes it can be up to 24 inches. But if I go across about 16 inches, you can see that there I just caught another nail. Okay, so now that I know I have a nail here and a nail here, I have a pretty good idea that there's a stud going right up and down here behind the plaster and lath. So one thing you could do is just hold up a board or a level and just take a pencil and you could mark where that stud is. Or another trick is you could just take some painter's tape and put it right over where those two nails are. And you could even test it by taking a little finish nail and going through here and making sure you hit your stud before you drill a big hole in your walls. But that's how you find a stud in a plaster wall, but it works for drywall too. Thanks for watching.